So if you're watching this video, you probably either messed your life up or you feel like you're headed in that direction, or you're just a young guy trying to make sure you're on the right path. And I've got exactly what you need right here. This is going to be 4 ways men mess their life up. I had a bonus, I had a fifth one, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give you that one first because we all know that masturbation and jacking off multiple times a day or just being that type of guy that's like a consistent fapper, that's gonna be one way that you mess your life up, right? But we all know that one, so that's not gonna really be a part of this video. Now, number one is going to be drugs, alcohol, and the party lifestyle. Now, growing up, this was something that I got into very early. I was drinking when I was in middle school, probably like seventh grade is when I first got access to alcohol and could kind of get it whenever I wanted. And I probably got into weed in around middle to late high school as far as like doing it on a kind of frequent basis. Luckily, I never got into any harder drugs. If you're from a community like me, that's kind of like looked down upon. But I did have a lot of friends that entertained the nose candy and the pills and all that type of stuff. There was stuff I did dabble with a little bit, like lean for a little bit, but that was like maybe once or twice. I also did abuse Percocets a few times, maybe like once or twice in my life, but I didn't really like how like the medical stuff made me feel, right? So it was never nothing that I got into on a consistent basis, luckily. As these things, even if it's just weed, even if you think it's just alcohol, these things will definitely lead you down the wrong path if you start to overindulge in it, including going out and partying every weekend. Like, yeah, a lot of your friends are going to be doing it. A lot of your friends are going to be doing drugs too, right? Especially if you're a young guy growing up. But a lot of your friends are also going to be in fucked up places when they get to their adult years. That's just the fact of the matter. So you don't want to be really entertaining those things at all because it's just chasing fulfillment. And you can get real long-term fulfillment by working hard, focusing on stuff that's actually going to improve your life in positive ways. I think a great rule of thumb to go by is blank does blank make my life better. So you can put anything in there: weed, alcohol, pills, any type of drugs that you may have access to. You just ask yourself, does this make my life better, or does it just give me some temporary satisfaction and make me forget about my problems for a little bit? Because most of the time that's the answer. Even when it comes to partying is not going to make your life better. uh you might think, yeah, you're getting social exposure, but there's better ways to do that. You can join clubs, you can find daytime activities, plenty of girls in run clubs, plenty of girls in the grocery stores, plenty of girls in the library. So speaking of girls, that's going to lead us to our number two. So number two is going to be bad woman and picking bad women to be in your life. I heard some guys say before that the biggest investment you're going to make as a man is the type of woman that you have in your life and who you end up marrying. So the type of woman you choose to entertain is going to be very important as you grow up and you get into your 20s and 30s, right? Because the wrong type of woman, they're just going to be leeches. Yeah, they might give you a little bit of pussy here and there, but they're not really adding value to your life. And that's what you want. You want women that add value into your life. You want women that are more than just there for you to have sex with, right? If women that you give something, if you give them something, they can kind of expand it and grow it and just improve your life and handle some of those little things for you and pay it, because women, they're really good with paying attention to the details, right? So if you got a good woman in your life and she acts as like an assistant for you with just motivation, or she just handles those small things for you, like taking care of your laundry or cooking for you, doing those little things, like they go a long way because it takes away from feminine activities that you have to do. You want to be able to focus on as much masculine things as possible. So picking good women to be in your life, it's going to be hard, especially as a young age. You got all your friends talking about how many girls they knocking down. And yeah, let's believe I've been through that. I've been through the stages of going to parties and trying to knock down as many women as possible from the clubs and at school and all this stuff. But it's an empty cycle. You're just going to want more and more and more. And I look back at it, I look at all the time I wasted chasing women that weren't even meant to be in my stratosphere when I could have been developing myself and just doing more productive things with my time. So picking the right woman is definitely important because choosing the wrong woman will definitely fuck your life up. The number three thing that will fuck your life up is going to be trying to get rich quick instead of becoming valuable. So a lot of guys, we see all the young people on TikTok, and you'll be comparing yourself to people, your peers, right? People your age, and you'll see like, oh, this dude, he's doing this and he's getting money. You'll see the scammers and the drug dealers and all these people getting money in all these different areas, and the attention they get and the women they get because they do have money. But a lot of the times these guys aren't really creating value for themselves. So yeah, you can say scamming or drug dealing, you can say there are somewhat skills, but realistically, when it comes to real life, the amount of time that you can get for some of these things, especially like drug dealers, the amount of time, it isn't worth it, because no amount of money is worth spending years of your life in jail for doing something that you weren't supposed to do, or just losing your life at an early age because you're dealing with people that you shouldn't be dealing with. And it doesn't even have to be illegal stuff. There's like a lot of get rich quick schemes people try to do. A lot of people, you see some people making certain type of content. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna make that same type of content, even though that content might go against your morals and your values as a man, but you're just doing it to get money real quick instead of actually developing and learning a skill that makes you valuable in a certain market and using that skill to make money. That's something I wish I would have knew more so at a young age, instead of always focusing on money, just focusing on becoming valuable as a person, because becoming valuable as a person is going to take you a long way. Trust me, it's going to open so many doors for you. It's going to do things for you that you never thought could happen for you. It's because whether it's video editing, just having good social skills, being good in marketing, being good with AI, being good with anything that's seen as like valuable to other high value people, skills that they need that they don't have, those things are always going to be in demand. If you cultivate a certain skill set, it's going to take you a lot further than the guy that just knows how to do some illegal stuff to get money, or the guy who copied some other person's content that they made, or doing OnlyFans, or just doing stuff that's not of their moral values. Because a lot of those negative things, they leave stains on you, and people can like sense that type of energy, especially if you're stealing from people or hurting people to get money. So the fourth way that a lot of men end up messing their life up is not leveling up their friend groups and not networking. A lot of times, we like to stay down with our core friends that we had through elementary, middle, and high school. And it's good to connect with, stay connected to people, but if those people aren't growing, then a lot of times it's just better to meet new people, go out, network, join different groups, step out your comfort zone, and be open to meeting some new people and making new friends. Because if you got a same group of friends and they not really on growth mindset, they all want to work at the local warehouse or whatever they want to do, and they don't really have bigger ambitions than that, or they just talkers. They're the type of guys who always talking about ideas when they get high, but they're not really standing on business and taking action. You don't want to be around those guys that much. As you get into 18, 19, and your 20s, like those are going to be your most valuable years. You want to be around other people that are doing things. And sometimes you got to be that example for your friend group. You're going to have to miss out on certain things, and they're going to sense it. Like a lot of times, like I tell you, when I started like taking my spiritual journey and just developing as a man and stepping outside of some of the things I used to do, a lot of times, like my friends, they were still doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing, as far as like finessing, stealing, and robbing and stuff like that. It got to a point where they could sense my energy. They wouldn't even invite me to go do anything like that. I would find out about it after. And at the time, like I didn't understand, like, yo, I mean, I know I'm not gonna join them on these things, but you know, why they not telling me why I'm not being included in certain conversations and stuff like that. But when people can sense that you're not on what they on, a lot of times they're gonna leave you out of stuff, and that's cool because really they looking up to you and they don't want you to be disappointed in what their actions are. So just keep doing you. Step out your comfort zone, go meet some new people. Your friends, they might like everybody path and everybody's timing is different. So it's not impossible for them to one day actually see your example and start wanting to follow your lead, and then they start leveling themselves up to a point where y'all can be real close and y'all can start hitting the gym together and start creating value with y'all relationship instead of just being the type of guys that just sit around and talk about sports and girls and stuff all day. So don't completely cut your friend and shun your friends and like talk down to them or nothing like that. Just show them by example and bring new people around them so you know they feel like they gotta tighten themselves up. So this is 4 ways that men usually end up messing up their life. I see a lot of guys going down at least one of these paths, whether it's the drugs, alcohol, and partying, whether it's the women, whether it's the bad money habits and just trying to get rich off things that they shouldn't be doing, or just like not leveling up their friend group and not networking and being so closed off. It's common in like the hood and inner city for people just not to be as friendly. So this was one thing I had to learn when I went to college. I go to college and you know, other guys, random guys just will just start talking to you and just be interested in you, asking you where you're from and all that stuff. But you know, in the hood, that's a question you don't ask nobody because it just feels like you checking them. You don't really, hey, where are you from? You know, that can cause a whole moment right there. That can cause a whole moment. So it's definitely something that you gotta grow to understand and just unlearn and relearn some things and keep developing yourself and just keep making progress. If you keep making progress, you're gonna get to where you wanna be one day. That's for sure.